Half-in, you can't face palm that. That's exactly what they intended there.
Let us now reconvene.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has never been more ready.
You know, this is the first time we've been at the defense bench together since I debuted.
Now that you mention it. So back then I thought you were more loud than you were reliable.
Ouch.
You've really come a long way since then, Apollo. You've grown a lot.
Well, there have been some hiccups, but I guess I've done pretty well.
He's still got an ego of his, though.
Prosecutor Blackwell. With the 7-year mistake now resolved, you can finally take your rightful place. Yes, I guess we can keep the chit-chat for later.
Exactly, Your Honor. We're not here for chit-chat. Bring the detective in so I can cut him down.
Bailiff, please bring in the witness immediately. And before he cuts his gloves in front of our faces.
We take his glove off. Like, take your gloves off. We need to see that scar from Athena.
Yep. Even with all those handcuffs off, Prosecutor Blackwell seems pretty much the same.
7 years of grumpiness doesn't go away so easily, I guess. Bobby Fulbright here. I heard I was needed on the stand, so here I am.
Detective Fulbright, do you know why you have been called to give testimony?
Yep. There's only one reason why I'd be called. That's because it's time for justice. And justice we trust.
Objection!
You can't fool us with that act anymore. Your justice is nothing but lies. What, are you questioning the integrity of my sense of justice? I mean, sure, sometimes I make mistakes, but hey. Apollo's just like, what the crap?
He's acting exactly the same as always.
Tell me about it. You must be feeling awfully confident. Fulbright, if you wish to dispel our suspicions, then let's get to your testimony. Alright, fine. You want me to prove my righteousness? I can certainly do that. I am the very embodiment of justice itself. I won't have you make me into a villain with your far-fetched arguments. And this bit about the escape route is only a theory. You don't have any proof. What we do have is proof of Athena Sachs is the culprit, the ladder with her prints on it.
We need to ask more about that. Like, press that last one.
Oh, yeah.
So you're saying the suspicions against you are completely false? And that the defendant is the real culprit?
That's right. Mr. Lawyer escaped route is totally circumstantial. We didn't have any proof I made a big leap onto that ladder. We don't have any proof. You are correct about that. However, you don't have any proof for your claim either. I guess you're right. But you can't define justice with can't define justice with evidence. You can find it justice that is justice is justice.
Objection!
Don't make me break out a dictionary on you.
I wonder if actually we could just perceive him here. We might not have to do anything.
True.
Because Apollo's wristband could react here. Don't throw a book at me.
Tell me the Phantom didn't make me set up a stupid pun for him.
Let's just try not to lose focus, alright? But my justice is crystal clear. That's not what you're asked. Wake up and smell the justice.
Silence!
Shut up, Justice. Or not. Shut up, you Fulbright Justice. Enough of your rubbish, Fulbright. If you have even an ounce of justice, then you will answer the court's questions and prove it. Prosecutor Blackwell.
Prosecutor Blackwell looks torn.
Well, Fulbright was his partner after all.
Prosecutor Blackwell is right. The truth will be revealed in a cross-examination. The suspicions against Detective Fulbright are at this point only suspicious. As is my duty, I will judge the claims against the detectives as impartially as I can. Does anyone have any objections?
Yeah, stay impartial for now, even though we're about to roast this guy's butt. That's fine, Your Honor. Now ask away and don't hold back.
Well, there don't appear to be any objections. Well, Mr. Wright, please begin your cross-examination.
Okay, so I guess we're not perceiving it. Now, hold on. Yeah, it's found by Detective Fulbright. Like, I feel like that's like already suspicious enough. Like he's the one who found it.
Hold it!
I mean, the lighter was found in a space museum. Is that right? The one and only. After Miss Sykes murdered Miss Terry, she escaped into the space museum. That's when she probably dropped the lighter. Then, after the launch pads were switched, she ran out of the space museum, where her image was caught on a security camera. Without evidence, I probably should save this fight for another time.
Looks like he's sticking with Athena as a culprit.
It doesn't help that he has the evidence.
Let's press him on everything until he cracks.
Hold it!
The embodiment of justice? Those are just empty words. But they say if you keep saying something, it can eventually become the truth. And then how people make their dreams come true? By wishing it over and over. Alright. Let's just move on.
Hold it!
My arguments are hardly far-fetched. They're careful reasoning behind my theory. Yes, well, apparently the reasoning behind this even tofu bird is even a tofu. But what we have against Miss Sykes, though, is not just reason. It's solid evidence. It's called the lighter with Miss Sykes' fingerprints on it with victim blood. Yes, that's true, but... Wait, Jacob Fulbright was the one who brought that evidence to the trial. If you have any suspicions, I suggest you ask Fulbright right or not. Especially about that lighter.
The position? Yeah, her prints are all over it.
Please tell the court about the position of the prints on the lighter. They're around the same spot on each side, as they would be if you would hold it up. I suppose if it was used to light the room, it wouldn't be held that way. Can you please add that statement to your testimony?
Look at the evidence real quick.
It doesn't specify what hand.
One more to the right.
Doesn't specify what prints of hers were there.
I checked the number of prints then. in the victim's blood.
Hold it!
We'll press this. We'll see what he says. Yes, Miss Blackwell did mention she saw a lit lighter being held up. Yep. I mean, the person Miss Blackwell saw was the owner of the fingerprints. Just strengthens the argument against Miss Sykes. This line question is going to get me anywhere except conviction land. Should we ask him something else?
You have a number.
So how many prints were found exactly? 3. Thumb, index, and the middle finger of the right hand.
There it is.
Yep, left hand. Your Honor, that is an important statement. Could we please have it? Swapped into my testimony? You got it.
He beat me to it.
Being investigating or testifying, speed is the key.
Objection!
You say the prints were from a right hand. Is that correct? That's right. Very clear prints. But that just doesn't add up. Huh? What doesn't add up? According to Miss Blackwell, who saw the culprit herself, the person held the lighter in their left hand. Oh. So here's the dilemma before us. Why are prints of the lighter from a right hand instead of a left? Yeah.
You're right. It doesn't make sense, does it?
Your Honor, the lighter can hardly be incriminating evidence. The witness claims don't even hold water.
Detective Fulbright, I hope you have a good explanation for this.
I just can't understand it. They're definitely right-hand prints. But then why are they inconsistent with Miss Blackwell's statement? Because it wasn't Athena holding the lighter. I've got it.
What have you got, Detective?
The mirror. The witness must have seen the reflection in the mirror.
There is a mirror there.
No, that doesn't hold up, though. Can I hit him, please? Yes. You may hit Fulbright. But, like, think about it this way, Earl. Like, if Aura saw it in a mirror, it would be... She would see 2. She would see double.
There'd be two lights at that point.
Because, but also, like, if, like, the culprit was facing the mirror, like, there would be, like, a silhouette blocking it out, because, like, if the culprit would kind of, like, be in the path of the mirror. That's the only way, like, you wouldn't be able to see 2.
Go on.
Miss Blackwell was looking through the window of Borderline Woods, wasn't she? I believe so. If you mean the little window in the back to the right of the room. That's right. Across the room on the opposite wall. Is a large mirror. I don't actually, it's from the window perspective, I don't think you would see that mirror.
It'd be hard to.
Yeah, it kind of doesn't work. It's like the mirror would be like kind of like right there would be the end of the mirror.
Not even a proper 45-degree angle to reflect off that.
Yeah, it just doesn't work. I don't remember seeing it. So you're saying... Yes, culprit Miss Blackwell saw must have been a reflection of that person in the mirror.
I see. In that case, right and left would appear reversed, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
It would.
No. Now do you see? That's the logic of pure justice.
Objection!
But your argument is only conjecture. You don't have any proof of what Miss Blackwell saw was a reflection.
Silence!
Right, Dono. You'd sooner nick yourself than hit him like that. Put some muscle into it. Huh? That's right. Besides, the ladder could have been in a left hand. And why not? Miss Blackwell said she saw an Earth's emblem on the ladder, didn't she? The emblem was only on one side of the ladder. You're right. There's no emblem on the other side. Exactly. As blank and smooth as the judge's fine scale. The culprit held the ladder in their left hand. The emblem would have covered the emblem. Uh-oh. What's more, this is the kind of ladder you flick open with your thumb before landing. The culprit held it in their left hand with the emblem out visible. They wouldn't have been able to open it, let alone light it. Depends on how they were facing, though. It would depend on how they were they were standing.
Mm-hmm.
They held it in the right hand. They could easily open it and lit. This all means that the culprit was definitely holding the ladder in the right hand. No! Come back, my beautiful contradiction. It appears you've planted a flower that bears no fruit. Ha 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 ha! See how it whizzes before my flower of justice. He's tough. He managed to discredit almost everything I've proven to this point. In justice we trust. Now do you see? I'm not this phantom you've been talking about. I mean, are you sure there's really a spy? I bet they're just a figment of your imagination. It's so sad, so very sad. But I'm afraid Miss Sykes is the culprit.
Hold it!
He read him. Detective Fulbright, I believe you said that the emblem is only on one side of the lighter. Are you sure about that?
Of course I'm sure. Why don't you take a look for yourself and see? Do you see an Earth symbol on both sides of the ladder?
Here it is. Prepare your butts. I knew it. You're lying, detective.
Now, the unfair thing is we can't look at both sides of this. They won't let us look. Is there something on the other side blocking us from seeing it? Like, did he put, like, silver tape over it or something? Pardon me? You mean...
Yes, my bracelet reacted to the statement about the emblem. He's definitely hiding something big. I think if we use my talent, I might be able to figure it out.
Justice, Dono. Are you going to use that cheat of yours again? We haven't been able to use it in your presence, and this is going to help, Michael. Please let us do this.
It's not cheating, Prosecutor Blackwell.
Very well. Whether I like it or not, I suppose we should use whatever works right now. Go on then. He's just like, "Come
What
on,
a shit.
I'm just gonna put my taco over here." We have Roscoe Blackwell's reluctant blessing, apparently. Okay, Apollo, you're up.
Here goes then. Detective Fulbright, could you repeat that last statement just one more time?
What in the world are you up to? All right, fine. I'll say it as many times as you like. Listen carefully. The Earth's emblem is only on the side that you can see when you're holding it right now.
Look at his hands. Look at his hands. I bet you can't fast forward it.
I guess I wasn't high enough.
Gotcha!
Yeah, I wasn't high enough, apparently.
Detective Fulbright, you might not be aware of it yourself, but whenever you say the phrase, the Earth emblem, your left thumb moves. Did he swap the emblems around?
Oh, we don't even have that picture, the picture of him fleeing.
In fact, it appears as though you're running it along the edge of your holster.
Mr. Lawyer, I don't have the foggiest notion what you're talking about.
Be it as it may, I know there's something to do with the lighter. Let me examine it.
But why? You're not making any sense. You can't just
Silence!
be still and do as you're told, Fulbright. If you have nothing to hide, you shouldn't mind them having a look-see, should you? What? Not you too, Prosecutor Blackwood?
I'm not sure what this is all about, but if Prosecutor Blackwell insists, it must be something important. I will allow the defense to examine the lighter. Good, now maybe we'll learn something new.
I hope so. Let's check every inch of this thing. Well, if you look, like, that looks like a brighter silver. Wait, is it? No, maybe not. We'll see. Back is covered in blood.
Hey, do you know anything funny about this bloodstain?
Right. It suddenly breaks off. It's unnatural.
Supposedly the lighter was held in the right hand to see if the emblem was visible. It's still the print should be around the emblem and on the lid when you open it.
Right. There's definitely something off here. Is it just a magnet? It's a little
That'd be so funny if it was a magnet.
This is the Earth's emblem Detective Fulbright was talking about.
Upside down? Okay. See anything noteworthy?
Huh? Hey, look at this. The emblem's actually some kind of button. What the heck? It's a gun!
Wow, it transformed into something. It's the 10mm.
It's a 10mm gun. What the heck? Handle. A trigger. Is this what I think it is? There's no question, it seems. What you have there is a gun.
A what?
Gun. So that's it. Your Honor, police will call this morning's trial when Director Cosmos is on the stand. The bullet that hit the oxygen tank was extremely small, maybe a 10 caliber. This little compact gun probably takes bullets of that caliber.
Looks like this is the gun that was fired at the scene. I'm flabbergasted. The lighter was a gun? I must admit, I didn't expect the lighter gun happening.
No. So when Detective Fulbright would touch his holster,
That's right, whenever he mentioned the Earth emblem. He must have subconsciously thought about the secret behind the lighter. In other words, he knew it was a gun from the very beginning. A lighter that transformed into a gun seems like a spy gadget to me. Not the kind of thing any ordinary person could get their hands on. In fact, I'd say it's strictly in the domain of the elite spies. Detective Fulbright, you will explain yourself.
there is nothing for me to explain. I didn't know the ladder could transform. I mean, it was found in the Space Museum, and then I brought it straight in. I didn't even have time to check it out.
Objection!
Whenever you mentioned the Earth emblem, you touched your holster. You subconsciously did that because you knew it was a gun.
Accuse me all you want, but where's your proof? Do you have any evidence I knew the ladder was a gun?
Not exactly.
And whose prints are on? Miss Sykes' prints. That proves she's the culprit who fired the gun at the scene.
Ugh.
I don't think so.
It would appear that the detective is right.
Can we get a fingerprint off the trigger? Can we check the gun for the fingerprints on trigger? If there's no fingerprint on the trigger, that's it.
Had he had time to plant Athena's prints on it,
Oh, for sure.
he would have probably wiped them.
You guys trying to prove your client innocent or what? So it pains me to do this now where we are. Actually, now, also think about this for a moment. Consider the hand that he's fiddling with his gun holster on. That's his left hand.
Yep.
Left hand. The lighter was in a left hand. It only makes sense. He's a lefty. I have to make the following assertions, coming from the prosecutor's side. The person who fired the gun at Director Cosmos in the lounge after the incident, and the person Miss Blackwell saw holding the lighter, and the person who murdered Mr. Terran, and the person who bombed Space Center, are all the defendants, Athena Sykes. The prints on the ladder are decisive proof.
No.
Ha 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 ha. Now do you see? The man on the side of justice couldn't possibly be the culprit. I just had a thought cross my mind. Can we get a search warrant for his person and look for the detonator switch?
It'd be nice.
Because I believe that detonator switch is still missing as of this moment. It could very well be on him. And I think that about sums up Miss Sykes' part of the whole thing.
The evidence certainly does seem to point to the defendant's guilt. Do you have anything to say, Prosecutor Blackwell?
Evidence is everything in court. Therefore, Fulbright's claims stand firm.
But
Calm down, Apollo. Just saying that because he has to as the prosecutor. Mr. Lawyer, our job is to pursue criminals in the name of justice. You shouldn't cast suspicion on people based on something as dubious as a habit. In fact, you have had habit of showing up in court with an awful case of bedhead.
Objection!
says the man who wears sunglasses at night, if it's proof you want, it's proof you'll get. I'll prove that this lighter is not Miss Sykes, but yours.
Sounds like you've You've hit on something.
It's just that the prince and the lighter are the basis for accusing Athena. I think we should reconsider the credibility of the evidence itself.
Mm-hmm. You mean you think the lighter might be forged evidence?
That's right. It could all be part of Fulbright's bigger plot. Did he do anything out of the ordinary while I was off on my own?
Can definitely think of a few things. He got everyone's prints too. He knew. If we assume he's been laying a big trap for us all along, there's got to be something off about this piece of evidence.
The owner of the prince.
Yeah,
If
all of it,
those-
really.
No, the prints
'Cause
are fine.
how's the prints-
How the prints are left?
How's the prints around? It was being used, but it was spotted in a left hand when it was the right, so that's a contradiction. The owner of the prints that were fabricated, where the prints are opposite of where they should be.
They should just take new prints.
Are they really Athena's fingerprints? We can run a double check because he's the one that brought in the report saying it was Athena's. Can we double check that? They definitely match her print data. What about the data itself? Detective Fulbright, you were the one who provided us with the lighter and the print data. Isn't that correct? Yes. What about it? You say Miss Sykes' prints match the print data. But I have to wonder, was the data you used official?
Mr. Wright, are you suggesting that the evidence might have been fabricated?
I guess there's only one way to find out. Let's re-examine the prints. Using official sanctioned print data of the people involved in this case. What? You dare insult the epitome of justice and integrity? There's no need for such antics.
Silence!
Your Honor, I lend my voice to the defense request. You must allow the test to be rerun.
Very well then. Bailiff. It appears the official data is here.
And the results?
It's just the defense claims. This proves that the prints on the lighter do not belong to the defendant.
Yes.
The fingerprints actually belong to the victim, Mr. Clay Turan. Interesting. He had the 10mm gun?
What?
Those are Clay's fingerprints on the lighter. Clay Turan being the spy is kind of likely.
I mean, we did call it potential of that, and maybe to some degree Fulbright figured that out and had to take down the spy. It's like Clay killed.
It would follow
Mrs.
justice.
Sykes, but Fulbright killed Clay. I see. Come to think of it, wasn't it you, Fulbright, who collected the victim's prints? He did. when you took the deceased's fingerprints. You could have easily planted his prints on the lighter with his blood. After which, you wiped the blood off his hand. By your own admission, you were also the one who compiled the phony print data. All to put the blame on Miss Sykes. No! This ploy must have been to distract us from the Phantom who's behind everything. You were out to create the impression that the Phantom wasn't the true culprit.
So does this mean Detective Fulbright really is the Phantom?
Remember the killer's escape route. No ordinary person would have been fearless enough to attempt it. Nobody but the Phantom, the man with no emotions, could have done it. Detective Fulbright, you were the only one who could have used that escape route. Fulbright, are you really the Phantom? Answer me, or so help me, I will slash you to tiny slivers where you stand. Alright, I'll talk. Confess. I'm not the Phantom.
Silence!
It's all over. Now be a man and admit it already. But I'm not the spy. I'm an undercover investigator. In fact, I've been after the Phantom myself.
Shit.
How can we trust you at this point, Fulbright?
An under-the-cover investigator? That sounds less than wholesome to me.
A person who hides his identity and secretly investigates in order to uncover information. And that's what you really are, Fulbright. That's right. I was working to track down the Phantom, but sadly, even though I was supposed to catch the spy ended up catching me. What do you mean by that? Took my family hostage and forced me to cooperate with him. What?
What?
Objection!
You're telling us this now? But if what you said is true, then who was the mystery person Mr. Blackhole and Mr. Starbucks saw? It was the Phantom, I tell you. All I did was help him by having an emergency ladder lowered for him.
Objection!
I don't believe you. Then how do you explain the fabricated lighter?
That was also one of the Phantom's demands. Being a detective in charge of the case, it was easy for me to fabricate evidence. Putting the crime on the scene of Sykes was just another one of the Phantom's orders.
And you expect me to buy that?
Fulbright, what was the Phantom's ultimate objective? I was told it was to sabotage the rocket launch. Someone who didn't want the launch to happen must have given him the order. Actually, I have to apologize to you. The Phantom told me to get close to you. You ordered me to get back to that psych profile you have on him. So he sent a buzzard of his own to tail me in the past year, did he? I haven't been a champion of justice. I've just been a pawn of evil. Pawn of the Phantom who stole the moon rock and killed Dr. Sykes 7 years ago. Enough, Fulbright. Just tell us the Phantom's true identity. I don't know. He was very careful to hide it. He has a top secret information for all kinds of corporations and countries. There's a number of organizations that want him dead. People believed I was a Phantom, could be killed on the spot. I bet even now. There are assassins lurking nearby. This case is about the Phantom after all. Was the ceiling blown off? I suppose you are vulnerable to a sniper shot in this courtroom. Just 2 seconds ago, Fulbright was treating Athena like a criminal. Does he really think he's going to lie his way out of it now?
But on the surface, everything does seem to make sense. Could be bad, Mr. Wright, if we can't find a flaw in his logic.
He's right. After we've come all this way, can't let Fulbright wiggle free now. There, I finally told the truth. Now I hope you see how foolish it was to think I was a Phantom. Oh. Look on his face just changed.
Yep.
You're an intelligent man, Prosecutor Blackwell. You believe me, right? I believe you. I don't think you're the Phantom. What? How can you say that, Prosecutor Blackwell? It's obvious he's the Phantom.
Silence!
Evidence is everything, right or no? You must admit there's no clear evidence that Fulbright is the Phantom. Pull the glove off. Pull the glove off.
Yes, as I recall, the only solid proof we've seen up to this point is the fact that Detective Fulbright fabricated evidence.
But... I've known Fulbright here for a year now, and all this time he's been quite intent on rehabilitating me. I don't believe his efforts were a lie. Are you sure? Prosecutor Blackwell. This fool truly thought he could reform a desperate inmate like me. He went out of his way in his efforts for me. He actually became quite a nuisance, really. Prosecutor Blackwell, you believe me? No, I'm pretty sure this Blackwell doesn't really believe it, I'm sure. Please tell me Prosecutor Blackwell hasn't really taken it in by this big phony. However, even if it was against your will, you still acted in the Phantom's accomplice. You will have to pay the price for that. Throw yourself at my mercy, and you don't ever betray me again. Have you got that? Yes. Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Such a bond of trust is a rare and beautiful thing. In any case, it looks like everything has been resolved.
No.
I can now hand down a not guilty verdict with confidence.
Very good. I'm glad to hear it. It's all over. Everything's been cleared up. And Miss Sachs will go free as well.
Mr. Wright, we can't let the trial end here. If we do, the Phantom, the man who killed Clay, will get away.
I know, but... what do I do? I don't have any proof that Detective Fulbright is the Phantom. This is it. Is he going to get away like that? Now, if you'll excuse me, my next investigation awaits. And with that, I'm off.
Athena?
Yep.
The defense? No, wait. Not the defense. The defendant feels it's not time for a verdict yet and would like to see this trial continue.
Cena.
What? But I was just about to declare you innocent of all charges. It just doesn't feel right to be standing here. Hey, Apollo, think you could scooch over? Here.
Are we about to mood matrix him? Is that what we're doing here now? Cena, what are you
What
doing?
can he do with no emotions?
That's gonna be the thing. He's gonna go through his testimony, and there's gonna be no emotions. His true voice will have no emotions. Cena, what are you doing? Hope you don't get in contempt of court.
Some questions for you, Detective Fulbright. Are you relieved that you are no longer under suspicion of being the Phantom? Are you grateful to Prosecutor Blackwheel for what he's done for you? She probably senses no emotions from him.
Of course I am. I'm truly grateful from the bottom of my heart. Cena, where are you going with these questions?
I've yet to hear a single emotion behind any of Detective Fulbright's words, boss. The suspicion against him has been cleared up, but he's not feeling happy at all.
What does that mean?
We may not have any evidence, but the heart doesn't lie.
That's it. With your special ability, we might just be able to stop it.
Your Honor, the detective has been deeply traumatized by our accusations. Yes, well... Before all this, I thought he was a rather odd fellow. If he doesn't get counseling right away, who knows what might happen to him?
Prosecutor Blackwell, can you believe the nonsense the defense is spouting? Fulbright, I think you'd better have that counseling. Not you too. You've been making a batty remarks ever since you were accused of being the Phantom. Such as, you're an undercover investigator, and your family's been taken hostage. I fear you might have finally lost it. But I thought you believed me.
Silence.
Silence. That was an act. Ha ha ha! How you amuse me so. Remember, Fulbright, he's a psychologist. What's going on here?
That was an excellent bit of psychological manipulation just now, Simon.
I knew you would catch on, Athena. Huh? Mind filling me in here?
Guess when we left you in the desktop, Mr. Wright? Simon was only pretending to believe Detective Fulbright.
Yeah. I wouldn't say best prosecutor, but he's pretty good here. This just brought his character up a bit. I don't think he cracks my top 3, but he is pretty good.
Because he knew I noticed that there was a lack of emotions like joy and relief in his response. So he gave me the chance to take a listen. And listen I did to the voice of Detective Fulbright's heart.
What? You two are working together just now? Come now, Athena. Show us what's inside Fulbright's heart.
You got it. Time to check the instant replay. Widget, mon ami, let's do this.
Let's do it. No joy anywhere. Even with all his over-the-top expressions and gestures, he's registering no emotion at all.
It's just like I thought, and right in line with the Phantom Psych profile. Detective Fulbright, this lack of emotion proves you're the Phantom.
He just grabbed his watch. Is he about to pull out another bomb or something? Oh, he's jamming the signal.
He's a spy, right? So,
Wait, hold it. What do you think you're doing, detective? Me? I'm not doing it.
he's trying to hack into the Moon Matrix program. I can't do anything with it like this.
Fancy device you have there, but I'll tolerate no cheating, thank you. Sorry about that. As an undercover agent, I tend to use my secret arsenal without even thinking. Or like, as a spy.
Thanks, Prosecutor Blackwell. There, now you can't hack me anymore. I dare to try to hide your lack of emotions from us.
Lack of emotion? What are you talking about? Of course I have feelings. As a matter of fact, you've wounded me very deeply with that accusation.
What's going on? All of a sudden I'm getting an overwhelmingly happy reading. Huh? But he's literally crying us a river over there.
Oops, my mistake. How about this?
Thanks, now he's angry all of a sudden.
He's trying to pretend like he does have emotions, but like, it still won't work in the end.
Yeah, what he's trying to pull?
Like as not, it would appear Prince is not completely without emotion. It's just as it says in Dr. Sack's profile of the Phantom. The subject has a unique psychological makeup with almost no emotion function.
Oh, I get it, so he has some emotions, right?
Precisely. Which leads me to wonder why you can't sense any emotion from him at all. I believe it's most likely because he is controlling his emotions. Very good, Prosecutor Blackwell. You were correct. It's the result of my daily training. Very important skill for us undercover investigators, you know. Or like for our spies, seriously. But I wonder why he suddenly showed several strong emotions. Wait a minute. I think I know. Since there's a feeling you're trying to hide with your exaggerated emotions, detective. Fear. He's hiding his fear. I'm feeling I'm trying to hide. That's a good one. You're the ones who've been saying I'm the Phantom because I don't have any emotions. I was trying to show the range of deep emotions I truly possess.
Then you have no objections to me analyzing you, right?
No, analyze away. As I will state it again, I'm not the Phantom. Be forewarned that your analysis will have no effect. You're about to see what an undercover agent can really do.